Here's a news flash for you. Mel doesn't need my help.
I absolutely adore Doc. He's brilliant, he's clever, he cracks me up every time he speaks. He's charming, and I swear to God, if you are gonna scorn, scorn like a Scotsman.
Have you seen any of her videos? Or is this just a thing that you're trying to do this divide and conquer, that Mel needs my help because I have testicles for some reason?
All right, I believe we are live everywhere. You look different, Doc. You're muted.
I'm still having the dog technical difficulties, so no.
What's up? So, guys, we've had a whole series of different events happen. So, Doc has had awful, severe technical difficulties for 2 days now. I'd fly to the Netherlands and help him with that, but I don't know if I could. It's just some kind of weird power thing going on in the Netherlands. And then Omni had a thing pop up, but hey, it's all right. We're still going to have a show. We were going to talk about the horrible science things that politicians have said over the course of the year, but I think I'm going to save that for next month. So today we've got Billy from the Geek Room, also known as Tatted Philosophy. Links to his stuff is in the description. I thought we could go through and watch some different clips from the show over the past year. So, first of all, how are you today, Billy? What's going on, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I just woke up kind of recently and was watching Dragon, got asked to be on a show, so here I am. Hi, buddy.
Hello. So this is the second time you've been on my show.
I think it is. Is it second or third? Second. Probably second.
I think this is the second time.
Yeah, because I've been on with Hannibal and Monty both times replacing Doc, which, you need to find a better replacement for Doc than me.
You are fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so this is the Many Faces of Doc. This is the northern U.S. version of Doc Savage. So,
hell yeah.
There you go.
It's like Doc Savage, but with more guns. And a little bit more diabetes. Also, check this out. I'm actually in a chair. I'm in a chair.
Don't be right. You're ripping on Doc pretty hard, man. Oh my goodness, poor Doc. He's been in communication with me, and he's just like, gosh, it's just I can't do the show. I'm like, it's all right, dude. It's okay. Let me know if I can help. So today we've got lots of different clips from, I've had 19 episodes of Oral Audacity. I believe it's 19 now.
It's only been 19? If you got like this stuff down almost to a pad for 19 episodes, you would think you would have more hiccups.
I think we're doing pretty well. I mean, our producer, Monkeytronic Pants, is also out due to family things. So it's like our producer's out to family stuff. Doc has had like really bad tech stuff. Omni's out because he had a thing pop up suddenly. I'm like, golly. So it's just, I'm like, hey, you know what? We're going to roll with it. I'm going to run my show, and I think it looks great, man.
The show must go on, right?
It
does. It does look really good.
Well, thank you.
Oh, thank you to your lovely computer that can run all this stuff by itself.
That is so helpful. And, props to Billy for having the patience of talking me through it all day one Saturday. I think it was a Saturday.
Yeah. More of the props to that one dude who donated a crap ton of money. Like, holy hell, dude.
24 hours it was funded. And I didn't play my patron video, so I'll play it at the end. I was just jumping right in. I was so excited. I'm like, I'm running my show, guys. I feel like a grown-up, even though, I have a very young person that runs it now. So props to Zoe. Good job, lady.
I feel like a grown-up, and at the same time, I hired like a 20-year-olds run my show. Or no, she's like 16, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a teen, but she's doing a
Oh,
great. She runs Hannibal and Monty's show.
she does. She does a great job.
She really, really does. I mean, she's savvy with the tech. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna boost my ladies up there. You know, we're gonna boost her.
And congratulations to Monty for another little shit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he has another little one on the way. They're at a I think a baby showers today.
She's a teeth head, I think is what this name's gonna
Shy
be.
Seed. He said he's gonna call the baby Shy Seed until the baby shows up. Yeah. Y'all spell it out and then you can pronounce it differently if you want. Oh my goodness. So, hey, Doc has changed a lot in a week. That's right. So I'm catching up on the chat. We're checking out. Also, today is the last day to earn Mel's Minions points for the swag bag, which is going out this week. I will be messaging the winner. And so I'll be messaging the winner. You'll get a t-shirt, a mug, one of my things back here. I have so many things. I'll grab one of my things back here. You'll get a mug, one of these things. You'll get a postcard, limited edition artwork with a message on the back, and a t-shirt of your choice. We have lots of new t-shirts available, so check it out, scientistmel.com/shop, and I'll send you a t-shirt for that. And so if you want a swag bag this round, you have to sit out a couple rounds because we want to be fair, because some people are super heavy on the Minions points games on the Streamlabs. Just saying. You know who you are, Tony Designs. Mr. 88,104 points.
Do you reset them every whatchamacallit, every round or no?
Yeah, I'll reset the points. And if you've won before, you'll have to sit out a couple rounds so some other people can get savvy with the points, So that's cool. So I'll go through and reset all the points, and we'll redo. I think I'm going to do it every 4 months. I think every 3 to 4 months or something like that. So I think that's cool. All right. So yeah. So it looks
over
like
there in the chat line.
Yeah. So I think
Saying
Tom's
we're
probably
everything.
won.
I'm pretty awful.
It's okay. So Billy, what you think, man? I've got all kinds of different. Let me pull up my file. I've got lots of different videos here. I've done lots of different commercials. You've been featured in one of my commercials.
I have. We can jump right into that one if you want to.
Okay, and you can tell me your thoughts on that. You thought you were going to actually be Bigfoot in this one.
I thought I was going to. You said I was going to be in a Bigfoot commercial, and then, I already look like Bigfoot, except I'm tiny.
So
I'm short Bigfoot.
Let me pull this one up. I'm going to jump ahead. Let's go ahead and go over to our video screen. Look at how cool we are. All right, let's take a look. I need to share. Hold on. See, I need to share the screen with Billy so he can see. Wouldn't that be nice? Share the screen with Billy. Here we go. Now we're going to play.
Do you remember just for future reference,
Do you have a Bigfoot problem?
the red line to hit.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
When you're producing by yourself, see that red line where the sound thing's going? Down there, right down there at the bottom. You don't want it to ever get to the red.
Right. Okay, got it. Thanks.
Are you worried about calling local exterminators and police to handle your unique issue? Are you afraid the media will spin a fake news story putting you in a poor light?
What was that, Billy?
I thought that was going to be me, to be honest with you.
I could go through and Photoshop in there and put your face. We could have make a reboot, as they say. Maybe holding a dumbbell in his hand. What do you think?
That'd be fun.
Okay,
It's a good time.
Bigfoot is in the woods lifting, bro.
Fear not. We are Bigfoot Believe here to help you.
Okay, I gotta say, a little bit of behind the scenes stuff on this. This particular image I actually took off of a website, and I used it to map it. And it's a actual pest control website that I found in my area. And so I went through and removed the titles and the phone number, and added different pictures. So that was pretty interesting.
It was.
Oh, were you on the call with me when I was sorting it out? Yeah. So I kept it the same format in the coupon and everything. So hopefully, I don't think they watch my show, so I think it's okay.
Well, that'd be funny if they do. Like, I caught that moose or elk or whatever the hell that thing is.
Oh, but I added those pictures because they were trying.
Okay.
They have termites and mice and rats and stuff. So yeah.
Oh yeah, because that's your bait. Yep.
Yeah, that's your bait for the big.
We're servicing.
Does that make you hungry, Billy?
A little bit.
A little
bit.
Because
deer meat is actually delicious.
Okay.
Include baiting, trapping, photographing, videoing, and removal of Bigfoot and other cryptids. We are a non-harmful and humane Bigfoot removal service. We don't use pests.
Okay, the toilet. Okay,
Oh yeah, that's a great touch by that humane taming of a Bigfoot.
I think the toilet's particularly important because clearly Bigfoot would have indoor plumbing in his forest, right?
Yeah, he would know exactly how to use one of those.
Mm.
That's one of those ones where he just craps next to it and you're like, come on, I clearly, come on.
What do you think I am, some kind of animal?
Yeah, it's like one of those things where you buy a cat toy and it sits in the box and you're like, hey, ew, hey.
Non-harmful and humane Bigfoot removal service. We don't use pesticides or harmful chemicals.
Okay, so here's a question. What kind of pesticides do you think we could use for Bigfoot?
A comet? I throw some comet on a Bigfoot. That might work.
Lysol? I don't know. How would that...
Ooh,
Y'all think about that.
That shit that you put on your leg to get rid of hair.
Nair.
There you go.
Oh gosh, just as an aside, I used that a lot in my youth, and now the hair on my legs does not grow the same. It's like it grows in little patches. So I can go a very long time and never shave my legs because I don't know if the Nair did something to my legs, but it only has like little patches of mild hair growth. It's strange.
So you're basically Bigfoot. And
that's been Naired. I'm a Bigfoot that's been Naired fully.
So I guess call for an uprising was right. Okay.
There you go.
To remove Bigfoot from your property. And you can find us on our website, BigfootBelieve.com.
Bigfoot Believe.
We have a special coupon right now where you can get $100 off of your first Bigfoot or cryptid removal. For major Bigfoot and cryptid infestations, click on our emergency service button to direct you to our standby operator, Billy Tatted, for 24-hour customer service.
There you go, Billy.
Anytime, day.
There you go. If y'all want his number, let me know. I'll give it to you, and you can call him 24/7.
No, you cannot. I will put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Okay, so I won't do that. I wouldn't do that to you, Billy, but that was pretty awesome. That was for your birthday present. That was a birthday present.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
And you kind of look like the dude, too, You just need a hat.
Yeah, I don't have a cowboy hat.
Yeah,
I'm not a redneck, though.
That's okay.
I'm just a nerd.
But it matches your shirt,
It does. I'm pretty much that guy. My eyes aren't that blue, but I'm close.
Yeah, you're pretty close to that, dude. All right.
Or night. We specialize in all kinds of cryptid removal. Whether you've got the Jersey Devils, Chupacabras, aliens, or Bigfoot, we got your home covered. We also offer annual inspections and insurance options to cover any damage done, including alien abductions, starting at just $19.95.
You know, I've seriously considered doing alien abduction insurance and then donating it to charity. Do you think you and the guys at Geek Room would be like down for that?
Yeah, because I guarantee there's a bunch of idiots that would be buying alien abduction insurance.
Probably.
And then,
probably.
like you just gotta like if anyone tries to file a claim, you're like, okay, did you get like good solid evidence these are aliens and stuff? Like you might get evidence that, you know, like some weird shit. That'd be cool. I want
That
to see
would
what
be
people like why like their claims look like. That'd be
True.
fun.
True. Okay.
Stop worrying about Bigfoot and other cryptid infestations and let us help
I'm worried about
educate you
grandma.
and protect your family against these particular invasions and infestations. Call 555 Bigfoot for a free quote today.
All right. So there you go.
For a
You
free
have-
quote today.
Oh, I just giggle snorted. Well, that was so much fun putting you in that particular video.
That was a lot of fun. That was a good time.
I guess I need to stop sharing. So there we go. All
There
right.
you go.
So, gosh, so let's catch up on the chat. So we got a lot of people that are hopping in. Lice removal. Lice removal could be a thing. I don't know. Have you ever had lice before, Billy?
No, I have not had lice. No.
You've never had lice.
I never had lice. Yeah.
Not even as a kid?
Not even as a kid. My parents loved me.
You could have lice and have excellent parents. I just
Fake news.
I have had lice once when I was little. But it's pretty rampant. It's pretty gross. Oh my god. But and it's pretty terrible to try to get rid of. So if you want to watch something gross, look at lice removal videos. Those are pretty disgusting.
Frank, that's a different question.
Oh, Frank has a question? What's Frank's question?
You don't lie, Billy. You had crabs. different thing.
Well, shaving helps with that. Shaving helps with that. You get rid of the hair, then it's, you know.
Yeah, there's nothing for them to grab onto.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, so let me ask you. So we've looked at one of the commercials you're in. Did you get to see? I don't know. Did you get to see one of my favorite things I did? I was learning how to do a green screen, how to play with a green screen, and our favorite troll in the world, Gary G-Man, filmed himself in front of a green screen.
Oh yeah, I remember that. All the laughing goats.
I think we should probably. I'm thinking we probably need to.
Yeah, I think it's the next thing we need to watch. Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. So let me pull that up. All right, so here we go. Let's have a look at this, guys. All right. So just for a little bit of context for everybody else who's watching, G-Man doesn't like me. He doesn't like me. He doesn't like Doc. He gets mad. He talks ugly about us. I've never had a conversation with him, and I'm quite proud of that. So this particular one, Gary gave us a gift. He essentially filmed himself in front of a green screen discussing his latest terribly important debate. So here we go. We're making it magical with stars. So let's have a look.
It's important because a lot of times when you're debating people like this on this particular topic, they like to appeal to emotions. Like, you would never let the whole world know what you G-Man. You know, and thank you, Pamela.
I'm really impressed with the dancing.
They would
Where did you
argue.
find this guy?
I mean, like, I think this is the most interesting I've ever seen G-Man.
No, where'd you find that Princess Leia looking dude?
I looked up stupid dancing on YouTube.
Oh, nailed it.
I totally did. Is it Princess Leia, or is that are those tights on his head, or?
Yeah, it's some sort of like tights or something. I'm not sure what it is, but it just looks like Princess Leia buns. So
It kind of does. I didn't know if it was ram's horns, but I thought maybe,
nah, he doesn't get that cool of a thing. Those are Princess Leia buns.
Okay.
that we would never do the horrible and horrendous things that God has done, except God hasn't done any horrible or horrendous things in Scripture. And I'm going to say this again for the atheists that will watch this later, okay? God hasn't done any horrible and horrendous things. For example, if you have a conversation with...
I have to say, I don't know what it is about screaming goats.
Screaming Goats plus G-Man is a good time. G-Man by himself, bad time. He's losing the argument to the Screaming Goat, which is fun.
Yeah, I think the man that's sweeping in the back, if he were to go through, it's just, if he were to listen to G-Man and the Screaming Goats, I think that might be, I don't know, would that put him over?
He'll pick the Screaming Goats every day. I'm like, Screaming Goats. I'm fine with Screaming Goats. Take
Screaming
the
Goats
Jersey
is
boy
awesome.
and leave him back in Jersey.
Okay, Screaming Goats.
Uh,
Screaming Goats won the debate, G-Man. Let's go tell James on Modern Day and let him know.
Oh, yeah, because G-Man wants to debate drag on them. Hey, biogenicizes.
a lot of these secularists and these atheists,
Secular.
they'll tell you the definition of a dangling particicle.
Dangling
They'll tell you the definition of an atom.
Dangling popsicle. It's either got cherry flavor and fucking grape, all the flavors. They got the popsicles. And they're
my
dang.
goodness.
They'll tell you how atoms
Tasty food better.
Grape tastes like purple.
It does.
work. They can go into details about, about Genesis and things like that and whatnot, but these people don't know the difference between killing someone and murdering someone. That is, to take the life of someone, whether it be, legally or whatever. Well, illegally it would be considered murder, because murder is the unlawful taking of someone's life. But they'll constantly say that God's a murderer without providing a law that God has broken. You know what I mean? So those are the kind of games they gotta play in order to play with your emotions to try to get you to believe that God has done all these horrible, horrible, horrible things. And the truth of the matter is, God hasn't done anything horrible. Even the argument that I'm expecting them to use regarding God creating evil.
Oh, God. Thank you, G-Man. Thank you, Gary. That was wonderful.
Oh, the G-Man. This is why we don't let anyone leave Jersey. Stay there.
Oh, my goodness.
Why did he film himself in front of a freaking green screen?
That there are probably people who are less kind.
Oh yeah.
With
to be fair, all those videos wouldn't be allowed on YouTube.
Yeah, I think somebody put something with some twerking guys in a hotel room behind them.
Yep.
Twerking guys in a hotel room. That was pretty interesting to watch. Oh my goodness. All right, so we've had lovely gifts from Gary. Let's see. I've got a clip. Nate's in the chat. I've got the clip where we called Kent Hovind.
Oh, okay. I only listened to part of that, so I want to hear the rest of it.
Okay, so let's watch this clip with Kent Hovind, where he's I guess he still takes my calls. That's pretty cool. Let me jump ahead. I'm gonna pull this up. I don't know if you guys can hear it when it comes through my headphones. See? I'm learning things, guys. This is amazing. Alrighty. Here we go. Here's this clip. This is when Nate was on and we were talking about... Yeah, I've got to share the screens. You're right. Here we go. So this particular clip was where Nate came on, and we were talking about the intersection of law in evolution. So let's have a look.
You got to use Smurf. Use Smurf as your.
Evangelism and Dinosaur Adventureland in Lenox, Alabama. This is Kent Hogan. You have 5 options here. If you'd like to order our materials, or come visit Dinosaur Adventureland, or come to reach the camp.
Was it 5? I don't
call
remember.
extension 1. If you'd like to talk to our secretary about scheduling a meeting
I thought
or
it
any
was 3.
secretarial duties, call.
If you'd like to tear me a new asshole, press 5.
Extension 3. However,
at the tone, please say your name, then press pound.
Melody.
Satan.
I know he's probably coming on. He's like, I'm watching your live stream now, Melody.
We know you're watching, Ken.
It's the
You
same
smurfy
song.
smurf more.
Okay, so in this particular live stream, I did attempt to call him before we did this, and he texted me back saying, "Could you call back later?" So this is somebody in the chat was like, "Try calling Kent Hovind again," but it was weird. I still have the text on my phone. But he said, yeah, I should call. Can you call back later? And I said, sure. What time?
Does he text you sweet nothings?
I don't even know, but Doc made a comment about him skipping his willy later. And I was like, ew. Oh, nobody thinks about that.
We're going to get a copyright strike from Mozart. You know that, right?
Can I get a copyright?
hello, Kent Hogan here.
Hi, Dr. Hovind. How are you today?
Oh, you dick.
I am overworked, underpaid, normal.
Oh, gosh.
Neither of those things.
He is not overworked and overpaid. He's overpaid, certainly. Not underpaid. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Completely sympathize with you. I called you, I don't know if you remember me. I called you back in December because I was developing a unit for dinosaurs, and I really wanted to get your You do? Awesome. I'm so glad you answered my call because I'm now getting a unit together on evolution, and I was really, really concerned and I did actually have some ethical concerns with this because I was like, he doesn't know that I'm calling him, but I'm not being rude. You know what I mean? And it's the entire conversation. It's not like I'm hiding anything. And I'm just kind of like, I'm like, I still feel kind of dirty that he like talks to me. I feel like there's some kind of internal soul cleansing I need to do I can't do,
You're fine.
Well, thank you. The power of science compels me.
Exactly. And plus you're dealing with a very lying, disingenuous piece of crap, so...
Well, that's true.
Messing with him a little bit, it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Having to teach certain standards, and I really kind of wanted to get your perspective on how I should go about this, because some they're kind of frowning on me teaching intellectual design and stuff, and I'm trying to make certain that I meet the needs and according to the standards without, getting in trouble with my job and stuff. So I thought maybe, what do you propose is the best route for me to teach evolution as far as if we go about like with the dog route, because I noticed you do a lot of videos about dogs. And I thought maybe I could talk about that. And so it would be very helpful if you could just kind of give me some information about, what your perspective is on the evolution of dogs. I think I talk too much. That's all I'm going to say right there. But I think some of this required a little bit of his stroking his ego.
A little bit. And I don't know how you didn't laugh when Doc nearly pissed himself. Second you said something about dogs, like he's dying.
Oh my God, yeah.
Well, you keep talking about standards you have to go by. Is this for a secular public school system or what?
It is, yeah, it's for a secular public school system.
Yeah, well, Probably. What state are you in?
Oh, I'm in Tennessee.
Oh, probably Tennessee has a law that says textbooks have to be accurate.
You know,
So you should point that law out
Okay.
and say, scientists have observed wide variations within every kind of animal. And I would try to sneak in the word kind.
Oh my
there are now
God.
339 recognized breeds of dogs.
Okay, just for people in, for posterity, there are laws that came out in Tennessee that basically says that science teachers can also teach creationism alongside evolution as science. They are legally allowed to do that.
Solid.
Ugh, I know. So I didn't reveal that information to Kent. Maybe that'll be the next time I call him. I should probably call him at the new year.
Yeah, just tell him good news. We got a law passed in Tennessee.
Right.
Everyone else thinks it's
Plus
bad news.
thousands of half-breeds or mongrels or mutts, in between the breeds. Half Chihuahua, half Great Dane. So 339 recognized breeds of dogs. And you can say, as far as anyone's been able to show, there seems to be some kind of limit that dogs will always stay dogs.
Right.
No.
Okay. I don't know how much more we can sit through some of this. Let me jump ahead a bit.
I like the fact that he said you try to sneak in the word kinds.
They do. And so I was trying at one point, I think I tried to get him to describe what a kind was. I don't know if that's at this point, but let's kind of jump ahead and
Exactly what is a screwdriver?
Okay,
Well, look at the movie Expelled. You have to
Oh,
find
that movie is dog
that say
shit.
communism is good and Kim Jong-il is a wonderful guy. You're not allowed to find anything outside of that. So you're already restricted by what you can publish.
So he's equating at this point. His argument is that the government is going to regulate what's allowed to be published and what's allowed to be said, which isn't the case in every single government. But he's making this this particular statement.
I don't get why he's making it for like evolution though, like science and shit. Like science is self-correcting. His shit is the shit that like you must publish this. What's new in science? Nothing. Jesus.
Nothing is new. There's no new science. It's just everything according to what he has to say about it. And I'm just like, I can't.
We've learned everything we needed to know 2,000 years ago.
Oh my God.
Pi is 3.
I think one of my favorite things about this video is Doc's reactions.
Yes.
Doc is kind of like me, but often I sit there and I go, did I make that face out loud? And you can see that so much of what he does.
If you publish anything that says communism doesn't work and Kim Jong-il's a jerk, you're going to be executed.
Well, that's true. But
in American, in our school system, it's the same thing with science. If you publish anything against evolution, it just won't make it.
Okay, how are you going to publish anything against evolution?
He doesn't know.
You can't publish anything against evolution. Oh my God. Okay.
What do you think people would be executed for that though?
Yeah.
Not executed, but they certainly would lose their job. Many. Look at the movie Expelled. You seen that one yet with Ben Stein?
You know, I think I've seen little clips of that, and I know I've talked to some people who were part of that particular film, just out of my own curiosity. Kind of see.
Oh God! So I've had Peasy Myers on my channel several times, and he's actually featured in the film Expelled, and he was actually expelled from the theater by the producers. They kicked him out, but not Richard Dawkins.
That's rude. Either all the atheists leave or none of us leave.
Oh my God. It's just nuts. Okay.
What their perspectives are, because, you know, I'm all about learning, you know, eternal.
Yeah, people in America lose their job for speaking out against evolution. get executed yet, but it's the same type of persecution as it is in North Korea.
No, it's not.
Oh God. Okay, I don't know if I can deal with much more of that. So here's the thing. Here's the thing with all of that. You do not lose your job for teaching science. You could, however, lose your job for a perspective that doesn't align with the state standards. Okay, so it's like having been a teacher, if you don't teach what the government standards are, and a lot for high school, they have end of course exams that you're required if you want to be part of the No Child Left Behind thing. Your student's achievement is linked to whether or not you get funds for your school. Nowhere on any of these tests is creationism. So it's like, oh my God, nowhere on any of these tests is creationism. It's all evolution.
Well, that's because we're not teaching the controversy.
Oh my gosh. You know, it's just, it's frustrating because, you know, he sits here and he says, well, this is how it is. The government doesn't want you to know these things. The governments aren't going in and telling churches to not teach creationism. That's not what they're doing. But if you're talking about a state-funded school, they have to base it on what the science says. But now, you know, like Tennessee and Ohio had a thing come out. This is essentially students can write wrong answers on tests. So how's that going to go?
Our science and math education's already failing, so might as well, you know, fuck it. Let's make it 0% understanding instead of just like the 12%.
Oh my goodness.
Set this shit on fire. It's already broken.
It's already broken. So let me catch up a bit on the chat. Oh goodness, we have people. G-Man needs to be heckled by goats every day. You know, would he learn though? Would it be a plague of goats? Would it be like of biblical proportions where he would sit here and say that the Lord was testing him with goats?
Well,
I mean, what do you think, Billy?
Oh, okay. No, okay. What? That he needs a thing of a plague of bees.
Well, what if he had a plague of screaming goats?
Bees would be more painful.
Bees would be more painful, but you know, after a while, would it be like, okay, so this is where I kind of think of Saturday Night Live with the guy where Tracy Morgan would play the guy who was really liked animals. Do you remember, what is his character's name? I can't remember. Do you know?
I do not know that.
Brian Fellows. Brian Fellows. And he says that goats are evil because they have devil eyes.
I'm pretty sure that's not comedy. A lot of this areas, though. A lot of people probably take that 100% like legit. It's probably not true. Because like the devil thing, they have the goat with the pentagram and shit, and they probably hate goats.
Well, you know, they got the interesting eyes.
They do. Kind of looks like an octopus.
You know, certain goats pass out when you scream at them. So maybe G-Man at some point will think that's a superpower.
I want to see him pass out after I scream at him.
Okay, you know, maybe I can find that for you. Let me find.
That far away. No. I mean me yelling at G-Man and then he passes out. That's what I want. I just have to go one state up and then yell at him a little bit. See what happens.
So, you know, but all right. Best of feigning goats. So this is something I could pull that up. Do you want to see what it looks like when goats faint when you scream at them? Because that's a thing. All right. Screaming and fainting goats. So let me pull this up. All right. So I've pulled this up on the web. This is pretty easy to.
Has Kent ever texted or called you?
Kent has texted me back when I have, you know, tried to call him. And then sometimes I get holiday messages from Kent. It's weird. So here, let's have a look at this, guys. All right, so let me move this over here. All right. So let's have a look and see what's going on.
It's okay, boo.
Okay.
It's okay, boo. Come here.
They just pass out randomly.
Freaking awesome.
Okay.
Alright, good.
If we were to have, like... Okay. If we were to have a G-Man versus a goat type of compilation,
Mm-hmm.
do you think G-Man would pass out at any point in time?
Yes. From heat stroke being in that attic.
That's true. They pass out, like, temporarily. Some people consider that, like, animal cruelty. You scream at a goat, they freak out, and they pass out. So I'm, like, surprised you've never, ever seen that before.
No, never Googled fainting goats or passing out goats or goats trying not to die.
That's so... It's just, like, for real. I can't believe you've never, like, seen that before. There's different parts of the South, essentially, where they go through and they'll have, like, something called goat days. There's different parts of the South where they do that, where there's a screaming contest on who can get a goat to pass out first.
That's a weird competition.
It kind of is, yeah. So
Like a really weird competition.
I don't know what's going on with the video right now.
Let me see, make sure my video is still looking.
Oh wait, no, it's my end. I fixed it.
Good, I didn't look creepy at all.
You're not a weirdo.
No.
Oh my god. Well, at least you're not going to Starbucks and hitting up girls, underage girls. You know what we call minors.
Who did that? When that happened?
Oh gosh. Okay, so here's a little plug for Omni Eris's channel because he couldn't join us today. I was on his show yesterday. He was talking about a guy named Werner. Who lives up north in Spokane, Washington, was slipping notes to Starbucks baristas that are 16 years old, and he's about 40. He's pushing 40, and he was talking about how amazing his sperm is. So, don't be that guy, guys. So
Yeah, it's like, ladies, I love pineapple.
Don't be that guy. Oh.
You have your driver's license yet? Yes. Gross. Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty creepy and kind of weird. But it's fun to watch dudes encounter these sorts of individuals, and I've been around them like my whole life. So it's like, they exist all the time. They're around all the time. So yeah, we had screaming goats. I think we should have, I should tap back into my DJ days and go like G-Man versus the Screaming Goats, kind of like Fat Boy Slim, like with a breakdown of beats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
I think I could do that. I think I could. Because I mixed on site. I didn't do any of this newfangled technology stuff, man. I had pitch control and everything. So if I were to like figure out the actual tech, watch me now, guys. Maybe I could do. I'm considering some collabs with Omni Eris. I'm doing some things with Hannibal and Monty, because I'm the little shit on their show.
Yep.
And so I'm doing things with them. Might do some stuff for Omni Eris,
But what if some of the fans didn't know you were it and they just thought it was literally a turd talking? Also, Santa Claus isn't real.
You know, I'm sorry to destroy your hopes and dreams. The little shit is me.
Yeah.
So many people are upset now. That's okay.
I hope they all are.
I've tried, I've considered doing like a little Animoji with Doc Savage.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't. It's like I sent him a prototype. I'm like, what do you think? Is like, he doesn't look old enough. That was his response. I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm way better looking now than when I was younger. Like,
He's over there critiquing his Animoji.
It's fair enough. I was like, I was trying to sort out an Animoji, maybe incorporate into the show, and Doc's like, he doesn't look old enough. He looks like a child. And it's like, I'm way cooler now and way better looking and smarter than years ago. It's like, and I'm like, well, that's a fair critique,
Yeah, he went analytical on it.
I think I'm better looking now than when I was in high school, to be quite honest.
I was celibate in high school. I didn't choose it. All the other women did. Or all the women did.
So,
They
I
all
really
told me no.
I wasn't interested in the sex at all when I was in high school.
I was a teenage boy.
But it's like, age-wise, I've encountered people that I went to high school with, and they're like, oh my God, you look like like you look just like you did in high school. I had really short hair. So if you can imagine like a hair helmet, I had that going on. I had like the Whitney Houston "I'm Your Baby Tonight" look going on. It was just like poof, because I have a lot of hair, and it was very hard to navigate when you're 16. Like, I don't want to have to curl. It's just like, how do you?
You're still having trouble navigating it.
I wash it and I exist. That's what I do. If I had short hair, it was like the salad bowl thing. I don't know if you. Oh God, I'm afraid. Anyway, so I encounter people I went to high school with, and they're like, and they look really old. Like really old.
You guys had a rough life, didn't you?
And I'm like, and I want to, they're like, you look so young, just like you did in high school. Like, I had short hair, and it was like but okay. And then I'm like, God, what drugs have you been doing? Because
all of them.
Life has been hard for you.
A mixture of all the drugs.
Oh
That's
my
why they
God.
aged. They look like they're like 70, and they're like, how old are you? 40?
Like, like, oh, honey, drink some more water or something.
And milk.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe you shouldn't be gluten-free.
Gluten-free. Okay. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Is that a thing, though?
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing that like people have been doing. Just be gluten-free. Be reasons.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I have to give you some more choices here. All right. What did you think of the Butt Hurt and Wine commercial?
Butt Hurt and Wine commercial. I don't remember that on the top of my head.
Okay. This came up, the second appearance of Monty and Hannibal. We were talking about something called white fragility. How fragile do you feel right now, Billy? Because
I'm super fragile. I am the most oppressed minority in America.
Okay, so let's have a look at the Butt Hurt and Wine commercial. Let me pull that up. It's always fun when I have to run my own, because it's like you never know what you're gonna get. All right, so this came from the episode where we had Hannibal and Monty. And if you haven't subscribed to them, you totally should, because they're amazing. This is the Butt Hurt and Wine commercial on white fragility. So guys, tell me what you think in the chat.
Are you upset by seeing people discussing things that hurt them? Are you worried people will treat you the way you have treated them? Are you afraid of people who don't look like you and what they might do if they gain equality? Oh, well, fear not, there is hope. You just might have a case of white fragility. I know it's frightening and scary, but you know what? It's okay. I am here to help.
This is a legitimate term that's in the literature now for white fragility.
We're pretty fragile. We're like china cabinets.
It's a term. If you go and look, I can't remember who originally coined the term, but essentially, white people have a hard time talking about racism because they get really upset. So, take from that whatever you like.
I am from the law offices of Butt, Hurt, and Wine. We dedicate our services to filing lawsuits for damages associated with white fragility. Our team of lawyers will work through our totally not frivolous lawsuits that are persistent on wasting time and resources so we can validate your bias and this cognitive dissonance you are currently experiencing. It can be quite painful, but we understand your social struggle to deal with oppressive history associated with whiteness. So stop worrying. Don't think about it anymore. Call us at Butt, Hurt, and Wine so we can confirm your bias and help you feel validated. Call 555-WINE today.
5-5-1 today.
You know, it's a real thing.
But oh yeah, I trust me, I know. Feel it every day.
Oh my god. So it's like white people have a very hard time discussing racism.
Yeah, because every time we discuss it, we sound racist.
Yeah, okay, so the first episode I had Monty and Hannibal on, you were on actually. Doc had a thing that happened and he couldn't appear. So it's like you're my backup Doc, which is kind of cool.
Which is kind of depressing for Doc, yep.
Well, it shouldn't be depressing for Doc at all. Let's have a look at that clip because we learned a bit more about Stefan Molyneux. And we called him racist meow meow, I believe.
A little bit, yes.
A little bit. He's in. I'm trying to learn what the hip kids say with the LOL cow. That's a thing?
Lol's cow?
Yeah. What is the Laws cow?
What is a Lol's cow? Lol's cows are like G-Man and Shanny and people like that who just keep on making content that makes us laugh a lot. And it's like a cow providing milk, but instead of milk, it provides stupidity.
Well, you know, I'm a tech derp, so.
Yeah. Okay, boomer. Oh, I'm sorry, boomer. I use that hard R.
A boomer. Okay. Are we talking about a gender thing? Is this like Spanish?
No,
where
you
we
don't
have like a gender.
Term okay, boomer.
I do know about the okay boomer term, but I'm not a boomer and I don't have that mentality. So.
I know, but you're acting like one right there. That's why I was calling you a boomer.
How am I acting like a boomer?
I had to say boomer because it's apparently boomer is the new N-word, according to some really dumb people on the internet.
Okay, I'm part of the Gen Xers. We're completely forgotten by everyone. So it's, but it's ironic because we grew up along the lines of the frick, I'm gonna revoke my Gen X card now. Because, the 16 Candles, Breakfast Club. Oh my God, that filmmaker who did Ferris Bueller, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, she's having a baby. I just totally don't deserve my Kevin Smith shoes now. I just
Well,
completely.
apparently he's a Satanist.
He's not. He's really nice.
If you learn anything from a call from an uprising, he is a Satanist.
You know, Kevin Smith is not a Satanist. I've been in his living room. He has a big, giant, like, painted picture of his daughter. Like, when you walk in the front door, it's like right on the right. And he has an elevator. Used to be Trent D'Arby's house, and then he sold it to Ben Affleck, and then Ben Affleck sold it to Kevin. And you're like, wow, you have an elevator in your house. It's stone floors. It's like in a freaking castle in the Hollywood Hills. But he's a nice dude, man, like for real. And at the time, his PA, his personal assistant, was like blowing out candles because she was afraid that he would set the house on fire because he was a little bit high when we were hanging out.
Okay, so you can have candles now.
Oh, like, come you're gonna burn your really expensive microphones, Kevin. And she's walking around, and that was Meg, his former personal assistant.
That sounds like an interesting job.
His wife was in flannel jammies.
He's having a good time.
She's cool. Jen is awesome. She's really nice, and she played with my hair, and that wasn't weird.
Sure.
John Hughes, yes, thank you. Learning with S-U-J, learning with Suge. John Hughes films. Okay, so Gen X grew up with John Hughes, and going back and watching those with completely different eyes, watching John Hughes films with different eyes, you know, you're like, wow, where you're more aware of racism and stuff. It's a completely different experience than when you're growing up. So don't you forget about me, you know, the Simple Minds Breakfast Club.
Forget about me. I don't know the rest of the words.
They just, you know, and we were the generation where they were like, you're going to make less than your parents. I make more than my parents. But they had so little hope in us. You know, we're the 90s grungers.
The first poor kids, yes.
The first poor kids. I had 4 jobs at once. I'm not even going to get into the living color type of. Okay, so if you've watched Living Color at all, the Damon Wayans stuff,
okay.
They had a sketch called The Jamaican. Did you ever watch that, Billy?
Yep, and the Jamaican had a crap ton of jobs, and you were the Jamaican.
I had 4 jobs at one time. I had 2 days off, but my friends call me the Jamaican because of that sketch. But that's like totally not cool, guys. So when you go back and rewatch this stuff, you're like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have called Mel that because it's completely wrong and very bad. So it's just, Gen Xers are just like, we grew up at this really weird time. And so then here we are, we're trying to exist. You're like, millennials and boomers are fighting. We're like,
yep,
we're pouring the alcohol. Like, here you go. Welcome to our world of persistent, like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah. You guys have an interesting, like, the fact that you guys get ignored by millennials is hilarious. or no, by boomers. They're like, it's all them millennials. And I'm like, all right, buddy.
Yeah. So we're the Kurt Cobains and Dave Grohls of the world. That's us.
Yeah, he comes around my area all the time.
I love Dave Grohl.
It was definitely Dave Grohl. It was not Kurt Cobain. He's a little occupied. Being very dead.
Oh my gosh, Dave Grohl is
definitely
awesome.
A suicide. It wasn't Courtney Cox at all.
Or Courtney Love. Don't get me started on her, man. It's like Sid and Nancy all over again. If y'all don't know Sid and Nancy, you can look that up later.
I don't know who Sid and Nancy is.
Well, you have homework. Sid Vicious and Nancy. Sex Pistols. Punk.
Okay, I didn't listen to Sex Pistols.
You see, and then you're like, you don't like my music, ScientistMel, and I'm like, you haven't learned the Sex Pistols.
I'm good. Heavy metal's better.
That's okay. It's all right. So, I thought we could possibly. Okay, so we have Miles' power clips. We have that first episode with you and Hannibal and Monty. We have the very first Oral Audacity episode where Doc and I are talking about Deepak Chopra. We have the creepy one associated with David Avocado Wolf. We have a clip from P.Z. Myers. Dr. Torres, who's the abortion doctor.
Mm-hmm.
We have a clip from her, and
we can do whichever one you want to do. I say we say non-controversial and listen to about abortion.
That sounds fantastic. So Dr. Torres, let's pull her up. And I'm trying to see if I can't get her to come out to a science festival that I'm an event coordinator on one of the science festivals here locally. And so that'd be really cool if I could get her to come out. So we'll see. So let me pull that up with her.
Christy, I don't have a pop culture card. Stop trying to give me one. You won't be able to revoke it. The only famous people I know wear NFL jerseys.
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not hating on you. I'm just saying.
I'm just making sure. She's trying to take a card that would have been declined years ago.
I have geek cards in different ways. It's going to be hard to revoke mine. So, all right. So this particular clip comes from Dr. Leah Torres. If you don't follow her on Twitter, you totally should. She's amazing. So she's getting into the Plentiful Pussy, which is one of the commercials, one of the first commercials I had. This is from episode 7.
/ScientistMel, as well as all of you who are giving through Super Chats and my help with GoFundMe for my computer. Thank you so much, as well as PayPal and any Streamlabs donations. I really appreciate your help. So guess what, guys? We have a special word from our newest sponsor. So let's check it out. Yay!
Oh boy.
That's great.
I love it.
I like that. You have patrons. I have hatrons.
Oh, I've had plenty of patrons on past weekend, but we won't talk about that here. Let's have a go with our new sponsor. What they got to say?
Is your kitty ornery and aggravated? Do you need your kitty to transcend to a state of bliss? Have I got news for you? I am the Plentiful Pussy, here to offer you a brand new cure for ennui. Spruce up your lady kitty with special herbs that entice that local tomcat to come knocking on your door. And it's like catnip for your coochie. All for $19.95.
Oh, the catnip for your coochie.
Oh my gosh. So so this was the very early days of trying to get commercials of my fake sponsors together for Oral Audacity. And then I got better, But yeah, catnip for your coochie. Let's see what Dr. Torres had to say.
I was hoping it was a euphemism. Yay!
I 3 or 4 times a week I find myself despairing for our species. I think anything that we had, 3 or 4, I'm working on it. Anything that we had, all the good stuff. I don't know if we're doing that too much anymore. I think this is a real product, and God help us all.
I'm not certain if it's real or not. I made that up today, like an hour ago. So a couple of hours ago before.
Well, I love the tomcat, and I love just Plentiful Pussy that needs to be on a t-shirt. That needs to be on a billboard. That's what we need.
What do you think? Would you wear a Plentiful Pussy t-shirt?
No.
You wouldn't wear one? Really?
No, I would not wear a Plentiful Pussy t-shirt.
Oh my gosh. Why not?
It's just not my style. I like my my Elks are Pantheist.
Yeah? Right. That's pretty cool.
Or
That's
Star
also...
Wars shirts.
That's a response to G-Man, actually.
Yes, it is. That was Doc's response.
Why not make that a website? Somebody else that.
I'm going to make that the website.
Actually, that already is a website, but not the kind of website I think you're thinking about. Just saying.
Have you been visiting the plentifulpussy.com, Doc?
Me? No, I'm strictly boys halfway house stuff. Christian fundamentalist glory hole is more my style.
Okay, so that little bit of glory hole. Just so you guys know, if you follow Doc at all on Omnieris' channel, they have a show on Saturdays called Psychic Vampires Podcast. All right, let me pull us back for a second. So essentially what's going on with that particular show, there was a place, I believe it's in Canada, that was originally called the Glory Hole. And it's a place, it's a homeless shelter. It's a homeless shelter. It's run by Christian fundamentalists, which is fine. They give food and shelter to the homeless. It's a wonderful organization. Doc reached out to them and was like, you might want to change your name.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're called the Glory Hole.
Not much better, but okay. Nailing it. Okay, guys.
The Glory Hole. But they still have t-shirts available if you want to purchase a t-shirt to help a good organization. That
Does it say glory hole on it?
It does say Glory Hole on it, but the money goes to an organization that helps feed and shelter the homeless, guys. You know, for posterity and austerity, whatever. You sort it out in your head how you wish. So,
why is she called the abortion doctor?
Interesting thing. Dr. Leah Torres is, there's Dr. Jen Gunter, who's gotten a lot of clout associated with her goop stuff. Dr. Leah Torres, she has a very large following as well. She, I believe, works up north. She's an OBGYN. She's an activist for reproductive rights. And so they call her the abortion doctor because she does actually, she is a purveyor of abortions. But she goes about it in a way to where she tries to educate the population. If you're not familiar with Amanda Palmer is a musician who is a musical artist who's married to Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman wrote American Gods, Coraline, all of these different fictional books. I've actually met Neil Gaiman and Amanda Palmer in London. It was in, where did I go? I went, it was one of her Kickstarter things that she did, and I happened to be in town at the time. But, so she was on Amanda Palmer's podcast. So if you've not checked out Dr. Leah Torres on Amanda Palmer's podcast, do so. But she's a promoter of education, sexual education, as well as reproductive health education and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's how she gets that name.
Yeah, she does. She gets called the abortion doctor for that reason. Seems grossly unfair, that you're like, she's the abortion doctor, but she's like, look guys, abortions are a thing. This is the science behind it. When the ectopic pregnancies came out, I don't know if you guys are familiar, in Ohio they tried to pass a bill to where they would take ectopic pregnancies and try to reimplant them into a uterus. There's no FDA approved legal procedure to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But ectopic pregnancies are extremely painful. They're damaging. You destroy usually one of your fallopian tubes. And like, well, they need to reimplant this into the uterus. How are you going to do that? There's like literally no science to be able to do that. You can't.
We don't need science.
Oh. but they were going to make that conditional. So it's just, it's wild. So I'm actually, sorry, I'm actually in talks with Dr. Leah Torres to come out to my community and talk about sexual reproductive health and that sort of thing. So that would be really cool. So if you don't follow her, check her out on Twitter. She's pretty funny, but she goes the route of education, and you know she's about had it. I think Kate Blanchett had a wonderful quote: "Says never pick a fight with a woman over 40 because she's full of rage and full of and just sick of your shit."
That's a solid words to live by.
Just, you know, they're tired. They're like, yeah, none left to give. All right, let's have a look. Do you want to look at creepy? Do you want to watch creepy David Avocado, or Doc's first exposure to goop, or Jeff Holiday? Jeff Holiday was on. We talked about anti-vaxxers, Miles Power. There was a little bit of competition with Roswell between him and Doc.
Whatever you want to watch, I am down. Jeff Holiday is pretty funny, so I guess Jeff Holiday would be a cool thing to watch.
All right, Jeff Holiday. So let me pull that one up. Jeff Holiday. Jeff is wonderful. He's a lot of fun. So if you don't follow him on Twitter, you totally should.
I am following on Twitter.
So let me pull this up. So here we have Jeff Holiday. Here he was kind enough to appear on my show, and I'm not quite certain he knew what he was getting into, but
I know the feeling.
Yeah, you know,
that's how most of our guests are like in the geek room.
So here we go. Here's him responding to the old world medicine of Dr. Geriatric.
Are you an anti-vaxxer? Are you worried that doctors won't let you into their clinic for fear that you're going to transmit those imaginary diseases to their other patients? Do you get tired of wondering if you're going to have to get a shot for something? Well, fear not. I am Dr. Geriatric, bringing that old world medicine right back to you in the good old days when America was great.
Yay!
Our old world treatments include all kinds of old school, fancy schmancy ways like they did in the good old days anytime you got a disease. For example, if you step on a rusty nail and you're worried about tetanus, you don't have to worry about us injecting you with any kind of DNA or chemicals. Oh my God, can you imagine chemicals? We'll just cut your whole foot off. That'll certainly stop that tetanus from spreading. And there are certain treatments that the government doesn't want you to know about. So, back in the good old days, they used to put cocaine in some of that Coca-Cola there. These are one of those treatments we don't really advertise so much, but we're just saying we might actually have something kind of like that at our particular clinic because we are way up in the mountains.
That's
and we have all
legit.
kinds of access to all natural ingredients out here that you can't really find in lots of areas. And if you're a lady, sometimes you might feel the need to have a bit of female hysteria. Well, back in the good old days, some of those doctors developed some machines to where they'd go and vibrate your vaginal areas in order to alleviate this hysteria with a certain type of bliss. Don't worry about that. I don't use machines here. I will use my hands because I am hands-on, all natural. So stop worrying about all this newfangled medical technology that you don't really understand or want to understand anyway. Come to good old Dr. Geriatric, where we practice old world medicine just shy prior to germ theory. We will take care of you because we are hands-on, all natural, here to serve your every sickness and ailment with the best that the Victorian age can provide.
I loved his face when he heard
That was
Dr.
quite
J
hard.
for the first time.
It's just, you know, I adore Jeff Holiday. I often use a lot of his things, particularly on my social media. And more recently, particularly since I've been blocked by Dave Rubin for being associated with Jeff Holiday. It's pretty funny. I'll pause back for a second. So that was Dr. Geriatric. I think that was the first appearance of Dr. Geriatric.
I think it was too, because that was hilarious.
The women who have hysteria.
I use my hands. Gross old man. That was hilarious.
Oh, creepy old men are a thing that exists. Did you not know?
I didn't know. That was hilarious. I used my hands. And I was like,
You know, Jeff is particularly interesting because I actually came to know him through appearing on a different channel associated with Jilly Juice. In her particular protocol, I was brought in to kind of pick apart her response to the Ohio DA. And so we kind of connected through that. And so I'm in talks with him to bring him to my town locally to see if we can't have him incorporated into the science festival that I'm planning, which is pretty awesome. So I'm like, this is so cool. So I don't know if it'll come to fruition or not, but still, I feel quite humbled and grateful for the opportunity to have worked with so many different amazing people this year on just science communication. It's been pretty cool.
that is really cool. Like you've seen some like really big people. You got Aaron Ra on. You had PZ Myers, I think. Jeff Holiday, just to name a few.
Yeah, Aaron Ra, PZ Myers, Landon Knoll, Jeff Holiday, Miles Power, a lot of big named individuals who are just, you know, trying to promote rationality and reason. So let's have a look a bit further and see what Jeff has to say about all of this.
All right.
So here we go.
Warming. It was heartwarming.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you.
The cocaine in Coca-Cola is totally legit. That was a thing. Definitely.
See,
as for the yeah, carry on, Jeff.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I mean, like, you know, old timey treatments and old timey medicines. Like, I'm all about that bloodletting and amphetamines. That's my life.
Yeah, I mean, there's the thing about folk medicine is the things that worked were passed on as things that worked, and a lot of it works. A lot of it works for reasons other than reasons that they think it works, but it works. And a lot of it is bullshit. But if you've got a headache, bloodletting, and actually make it better. I'm not suggesting people do that, but it's a thing. Just there are easier ways.
That is one way to lower your blood pressure. You know, have less blood.
If you're having a particularly bad day, you can just have somebody, I don't know, hold your breath for you, and you can just pass out and go home. You know, they'll call the ambulance.
Sure.
Like, I don't want to have to do any work today.
This was a thing that was done routinely in Britain by barbers or barber surgeons. So you'd go and have a haircut and a shave, and the guy would let a pint of blood out of your arm, and that would be a thing, and you'd feel refreshed, and your gout would be relieved if you happened to have it. But don't do that.
Okay, so it's important to note things that make you feel better aren't necessarily good for you.
Yep.
You know, if I relieve a lot of freaking blood out of my body, I'm gonna feel like very high and fantastic and wonderful. But that doesn't always mean that that's a good thing.
What'd you say?
Well, what I was saying is that I could, you know, go through and just bleed myself and get a high based on the fact that I've lost a lot of blood. And so that somehow equates it to being good for me. That's not always the case.
Yeah, it's nearly never the case.
Right? So it's just because something makes you feel better doesn't necessarily mean it's good for you.
It made me feel a little bit good for a second, though.
I don't know. I'm thinking Dr. Jerry might be down with helping ladies in their female hysteria.
Yeah, gotta cause a hysterical paroxysm real quick. That's my favorite type of healing. Have some strange old person just vigorously and viciously manually masturbate me to completion.
Okay, so if Dr. Jerry was offering this service to dudes, how would you feel, Billy? Would you be like down for that?
No, I'm out. I'm out. No, thank you.
Even if you felt better afterwards.
Even if it felt better afterwards, I know myself. I can do it better.
Without, you know,
Actually,
they develop machines to kind of like, because their hands are getting tired from helping the ladies out. That,
Yeah,
you know, that
I
might
mean-
make, you know, I'm kind of glad my gynecologist doesn't do that now. That might be a bit weird. It's like, are you ready for your annual orgasm?
Are you ready for your annual orgasm, Billy?
Yeah. Sure, why not?
I think that I think that pretty soon the treatments of hysteria of the Victorian era will be considered genital mutilation because they very often were. Clitoridectomy and full hysterectomy were things that were prescribed, and it's absolutely horrific. I mean, mainly prescribed for people who were otherwise mentally ill, based on what I've read. So anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, melancholia, hysteria became the feminized version of all of those and the sort of catch-all. And it was all very peculiar and really distressing. Crazy guys were basically locked up in prison or lobotomized. So, I mean, you know, potato.
Oh my god.
Have a bunch of your guts ripped out, or just thrown in prison forever, or have your brain scrambled.
You know,
That's a toughie.
I always found I found like death by like weighted things on, you know, evenly distributed weight and crush you to death. That was always interesting.
Oh, so now it goes a bit dark.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, Doc brought you there.
You know, but leave it to Doc to be able to take a thing and just go,
Mm.
okay, you remember when they did this horrible thing? You're like, yeah.
We were just joking about an old guy masturbating us. How did we get here?
But that's one of the things I adore about Doc. He's just, his brain is so wired differently than a lot of the standard population, to where he has an interesting insight for things that we wouldn't really think about.
God, he's hilarious. I like that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So Jeff Holiday, he's experienced the oral audacity. I'm trying to think if there's any other point. Let me see if I can pull this up here. I don't know if he's done anything else with this particular clip. Let's see.
We had the whole episode just on Goop.
Yeah. Gwyneth Paltrow really needs your money. She's
Yeah, she really
starving.
does.
She's eating out of the Wendy's dumpster again.
I mean, she even has okay, Jeff. She even has a vibrator you can wear as a necklace.
Oh,
and
Gwyneth.
just like
That's
at
a new
your
one. I
office
haven't seen
job.
that one.
That's, you know,
Wait.
I didn't know it was a thing. until I found it on her website, and that's a thing.
Like a lot
So-
of people when they go for goop, they talk about like the jade eggs and things like that, or there's like I think there was like a solid gold dildo or something that was really weird. My favorite were the power stickers. Like you literally put these stickers on and they have powers. They do things to you. Like I am detoxing from heavy metal poisoning right now. Beep. There we go.
Yes, there was the crystal water bottles. There are water bottles with an actual crystal inside of it. That was one of my favorites. But I think the dildo necklace was funny because it's like
great.
it's so discreet. I'm like, but if other people know that that's what that is, and you're at like your office and Jane over there is like, oh hey,
Dildo necklace.
and then you go off on
Okay.
your break and you
Billy, would you
I
have?
remember the vibrator necklace. Yes, I remember that. It's like a weird metal rod. Yes, I remember that. It is rechargeable.
Through a USB port.
Yes. Why does your computer smell funny? No reason.
It doesn't smell like weird tuna on a Subway summer afternoon.
Ugh.
you come back and the necklace is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just
Yeah.
like, where'd your necklace go, Karen? Where'd it go?
Mm.
You got to clean it before you
Mhm.
put it back on again, right? I'm just saying, and it's
Yeah.
USB chargeable, so it's quite nice and accessible in that regard. But I'm not paying almost $200 for that.
Oh,
No, but it's a sign of privilege. I think the point is the fact that you have to be in a place of privilege to buy into a lot of this marketable pseudoscience and a lot of the anti-vaxxers. It is a first world problem.
Yeah.
And a lot of those
I
anti-vaxxers fall into that range. They can afford the medical health care, but they don't.
Sure.
They don't do it 100% because they think, well, I know better.
Sometimes I
have
wonder.
money.
Sometimes I wonder if there's like a certain kind of like guilt that's attached to anti-vaxxers as well. Like because we do live in such a very privileged and first world country. I mean,
Okay, I'm just gonna say, Jeff really points out an interesting point here about how there's some kind of weird guilt associated with being in a privileged country, to where you feel like you have to manufacture some kind of hardship.
Hashtag first world
associated-
problems.
Yeah, so it's like some kind of hardship associated with being an individual who has means and accessibility to things to where you can live better.
Yes, we are very good at making those too.
So let's see what he has to say.
you see this all the time with like with college kids. College kids fall into like all sorts of crazy and extremist ideologies, this, that, and the other thing, because they want their own civil rights movement. They want to feel important and empowered in themselves for them doing something. Often, if it is somebody who's an anti-vax.
I would also like to point out, as a person who is learning about how to do things appropriately on the internet, I do have a mic now that has a boom stand to where you can't hear me typing anymore. I just want to say that's a thing.
Wait, can you hear me typing? Is that what you're saying? No, that's what you're saying? You're
You're making this about you now, Billy. Oh my God.
type sharing. My fragility is what's going on.
You're
I'm
you're
a straight
tech-
white male, and everyone can attack me. All right.
Your tech fragility is showing.
Mm-hmm.
Who's wanting to feel special, wanting to feel that sense of doing something. Sometimes I think maybe it's because they want to have some sort of persecution. Like they want to cause a problem in their lives. They have all of this access to amazing and incredible things. Let's throw a monkey wrench into it. Hey, by the way, did you know that the reason your kid has ADHD is because of vaccine damage? Now it's no longer like I have this wonderful life, but yeah, my kid has a few problems, but I have this wonderful life. Now it's look at what they did to my child. And so, is it because they feel guilty because they have it so good, or is it because they want struggle? I don't know. I don't know which one is more powerful.
I think you've pretty much nailed there. And if you want to feel special, do something special rather than putting your child's life at risk. It is a suggestion. Volunteer work, whatever turns you on, climb mountains. Write a book, paint a picture. Don't risk your child's life to develop whatever paranoid delusions you may have yourself. I think. But I'm not a parent, so maybe I'm missing the mark yet again.
Well, I mean, fair enough, So.
No, I don't think it's the mark.
Not being a parent, but at the same time, you're like, a lot of these Karens, we use that term pretty loosely, they have access to medical, really good medical technology, biotech, whatever you want to call it. They have access to all of this, but they try to defer that they're somehow oppressed, or they have an issue, or there's something. Big pharma is a thing, so it's almost like they try to develop some kind of problem to make their particular cause seem important and worth listening to.
Oh, you don't understand why I'm sad, because I am super sad because I have a kid and they're injecting it with fish juice and aborted fetuses, which is going to give them super autism.
Super autism just means they're like really amazing X-Men. I don't know if they watch Marvel comic films or not, so I don't know.
No, I tested him at home. I dropped a bunch of toothpicks and he told me the exact number.
There's an entire film, one of the Predator films, I think it's one of the Predator films, to where the kid with the most autism is the one that they want because he's super smart. And so the rest of the world is null and void because this one kid has the ability to understand things the rest of the world doesn't. And you're like, oh my God, really?
Who's the person that they first hired to play Predator?
I don't know.
It was Jean-Claude Van Damme. They had to fire him because when they green screened him, they actually put him in red because they filmed it in a jungle and it's a little bit easier to get rid of red than it would be to green. And he couldn't understand that at first. And then he kept on doing karate moves and they're like, no, the Predator doesn't know karate. Stop doing karate. So they had to fire Jean-Claude Van Damme.
He has a series. I think it's on Amazon. I've watched all of it. It's amazing.
The I Used to Be Famous series?
Yeah.
I seen the ads for it. I was like, oh, that looks depressing.
It's actually hilarious. He pokes fun at himself quite a bit. It's amazing.
So yeah, he was Predator for like 2 seconds.
He was Predator for a little while. I'm proud of you, Jean-Claude.
I'm glad he got fired because Predator was awesome.
Then you go back and you think about Brandon Lee and you're like, the Crow.
Mm-hmm.
The freaking Crow, man. Brandon
He got a
Lee.
little bit murdered.
And you're like, he was amazing. He was absolutely amazing. And you're like, what happened? Is it the Yakuza? Is it, what happened there? With Brandon Lee being the Crow, did somebody put actual bullets in the blanks?
What's your favorite Christmas movie, Mel?
My favorite Christmas movie?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have one because I don't really do that.
There's a correct answer. It is Die Hard.
Well, of course, Hans Gruber falling off the building. It's not Christmas until that happens.
Yeah. It's clearly a Christmas movie, so if you think it's not, you're wrong. And it's a great movie. And Star Wars is better than Star Trek.
Oh my goodness, I've been enjoying the Twitter fights associated with Star Wars versus Star Trek.
I enjoy those Twitter fights where it's clearly just like fandom and dorks and like people generally don't care at the end of the day. Those are the Twitter fights I like to see.
It's funny. You haven't had a solid until you sat through the Star Wars Christmas special.
Oh, fuck that thing.
if you have not sat through the Star Wars Christmas special, we can't.
I have an uncle
have
who
a discussion about that. You know.
I have an uncle who thinks he's funny, and he made me watch it when I was really young.
You know, the grandpa Wookiee, he's kind of gross. He has his own little virtual reality kind of pornography that he gets into.
Well, that's just because you're on that side of the internet. Okay. No one asked you to Google Wookiee.
Okay. The Star Wars Christmas special, guys, for real. At one point, oh God, what is his name? I'm gonna have to pull this up now because you've bothered me.
I'm trying not to kink shame you, but when you're looking at Wookiee porn, man, you might need Jesus.
No, I don't think that is even it. Oh God, and the kids are like lumpy and oh Lord. You know, I need to probably just go on YouTube. He gets into watching this was
At that time it was a virtual machine. It would have been a Virtual Boy from Nintendo.
Yes. So essentially, God, what is his name? God, what Grandpa something or other.
Oh, I can hear clicking.
You know, it's less though.
I know. That's because I have a gamer keyboard and it like lights up and it makes.
Okay.
Because I'm cool.
Okay, so at some point, Grandpa gets like some kind of VR tech, and he starts watching. Okay, let me see if I can get. I'm gonna get to this point. I'm gonna share it with you, Billy, so you can understand.
You could not watch porn on those things back in the day because the Virtual Boy was all red. Like, and if you played it too much, apparently it would make it so you could not see like the color blue or something like that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna share this with you. I'm gonna pull you off of here. All right, so,
Sorry, George.
Here we go. So this is part of the Star Wars Christmas special.
Hi, Itchy. I brought you that proton pack. You know, for the whatchamacallit, the...
Okay, this was around the time of The Wiz. Lena Horne was kind of sexual at this point in time. And so it's not a far stretch to see her associated with Grandpa Wookiee. So let's have a look.
The thingamabob. The mind evaporator. That's it, the mind evaporator. Boy, am I glad to see you folks. Oh, my favorite Wookiees today.
So that's Chewie's wife there on the left, and one of their children. I don't remember the name of the child. Do you remember the names of the child of Chewbacca's kids?
I don't, because none of these people are canon anymore. What?
Why all the long, hairy faces? I made it through the Imperial Patrol, didn't I? If I made it, Chewie and Hanwell. Is this all a big hello I get?
Do you know how quickly he made the Kessel Run? Oh my God.
4.6 parsecs.
I brought you something special, shortstop. You want it? You got it. Happy Life Day. I love to make a Wookiee happy. And now for the lovely lady.
Do you love to make a Wookiee happy, Billy?
Sure, because if you don't, they'll rip your arms off.
That's true.
Happy Life Day. Now, wait a minute, not so fast. What does an old friend get? Well, that's more like it.
He is legit gonna coerce a kiss from Chewbacca's wife.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh
That's
my
how you
god.
get murdered by Chewbacca.
Oh my god. Okay. You realize you brought this on yourself, Billy. I'm just saying.
How? Because I'm a Star Wars fan?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I did talk about Star Wars and Christmas movies, so I guess
Yeah.
you do have some kind of credit.
Yeah. What do you think the present's gonna be, Billy?
I don't remember it on top of my head. I haven't watched this in years on purpose.
Itchy.
It looked like Legos, man. I don't know. Did it?
It did. It did look like Legos, yes.
Legos is okay.
Legos are dope.
I know what you'd like.
It's like, I know what Grandpa Chewy wants. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry. Continue. I'm just gonna say Grandpa Chewy is a freak. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Most old dudes are.
Now insert this proton pack. Now then, Itchy. I thought you might like this. It's one of those, it's kind of hard to explain. It's a, wow. You know what I mean?
Virtual reality adult films. That's what I think he was trying to say. What do you think, Billy?
Probably.
Happy Life Day. I do mean Happy Life Day.
It looks like Bubbles from the Trailer Park.
These special effects are amazing, don't you think, Billy?
It's a kaleidoscope.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They sit on top of a camera.
What did you say?
What year did this come out? I think it's like 83.
Probably. Oh, this came out in 78.
Ooh. Yay, special effects in 1978.
Yeah, and it says it's a nice copy, by the way. I'll send you a link so you can further do research.
No, thank you. I will not watch it.
I don't know what's going on with this music, but it's making me a little bit crazy. What do you think?
It's making me a little bit crazy too. It's pretty trippy.
There are toilet paper people.
Yeah. This is Gen Xers, man.
No. Don't blame us, man. We were not even born yet. Do what?
So this is what you make when you put cocaine in Coca-Cola.
This is probably true, and also probably copious amounts of other things. Just saying.
I know you're searching for me. Searching. I am here. My voice is for you alone. I am found in your eyes only. I exist for you. I am in your mind as you create me. Oh, yes. I can feel my creation. I'm getting...
Okay, I'm just gonna say, Grandpa Wookie is a freak.
Yeah, he is a freak. Why did he create another Wookiee? That's weird. Oh, I see another Wookiees. Never mind, that makes more sense.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, so this is Lena Horne, for those of you who are not familiar with her. She has amazing music, but this is 1978. Star Wars was a thing then, as it is now, which is completely fine. But yeah, so Grandpa Wookie is into Lena Horne adult films for Christmas.
No, Light Day.
Yeah, for Life Day. Life Day special Grandpa Wookie time. Right?
Right.
Your message. Are you getting mine? Oh, we are excited, aren't we?
Are you not uncomfortable, Bill?
I am. What other clip did you want to watch today there, Mel? Literally anything else. Let's watch G-Man not talk with goats. 'Cause that's better than...
Oh my goodness. So, guys, if you want to check out Star Wars Life Day, just look for that on YouTube because it's there for posterity reasons.
You don't. You definitely don't, though. The solid no.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's. I've actually watched the entire Star Wars holiday special. One holiday, I was like, I'm gonna do this because I hadn't made it through, but I did once, and I'm like, I don't need to do this ever again.
You didn't have to do it one time.
I kind of felt like I needed to fully understand.
You didn't.
Yeah, I did though.
Yeah, but you didn't know, though. You didn't need to understand. It's not something you have to understand. It's just awful.
That's at the I think that was at a time, and possibly still kind of a little bit relevant now, where George Lucas was just saying, hey, buy my stuff and I'll just take money and you can do what you want with it. You think? No?
Yeah. It's Disney. What's Disney doing with it right now? Except they weren't prepared, so there's no Baby Yoda toys, and I'm not upset about it.
Do you need Baby Yoda toys in order?
I already pre-ordered my Baby Yoda pop.
You did the Funko Pop.
Yes, I did.
Well, fair enough.
I need a Baby Yoda Funko Pop.
Oh my goodness.
It seems like a great time, and plus, if I leave it in the box, it might be worth something one day.
I thought I would do that with my Tonner doll, Wonder Woman back here. But not always the case. All right, so let's round this out. Maybe, God, let's see. We have Creepy David Avocado Wolf. We have Peasy Myers. We have Aaron Ra meets Karen.
Aaron Ra meets Karen.
Aaron Ra meets Karen. Okay.
She's been gone for too long. Let her be back on that channel.
All right, yeah. Poor Karen. All right, so let's have a look at this. Okay, so this particular episode, I'm actually in pigtails for trying to help raise money for Doc Fearsome at the time. So let's have a look and see what Aaron thinks of Karen.
I'm your host, Karen. And so I see that Doc is back.
Doc, I really missed you. And I noticed you still hadn't, returned my calls. Monty kept me company on the last show, and he said that I could send him pictures so he can draw me like one of his comic girls. You missed all that fun.
I feel bereft.
Okay. Mel, you there?
Well, okay.
Yes.
So,
Right.
I guess.
All right.
Are you just trying to find it?
Yes, what's up? Can you... Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't, shared with you. That's
No.
my fault. Okay. So, here we go.
Was it playing?
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right. Yeah. Well, she did miss you. All right. So let's see. What else does Karen have to say?
Oh, I see we have a guest here today. Is this the incomparable Aaron Raw? I knew it.
I guess so.
Aaron, are you a fan of Star Trek? I love Klingons. And, have you ever thought about maybe dressing up like a Klingon?
Done that.
Klingons are sexy. I'm just saying. I think Karen hit on Aaron at this point.
I think she just did, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
a little bit. It's suggestive.
Well,
I'm
a little
sorry,
bit.
Aaron.
Karen,
Okay.
you need to get out more. Get a life and a body and eyebrows, and then never ever call me again, you whore.
So I think there's a consistent issue with Karen and Aaron. Well, at least with Doc, because of the fact that, Doc does not reciprocate feelings that Karen has for him.
Not at all.
Karen does try, though.
Oh, a lot. Almost too hard.
Yeah, it's borderline stalkery.
Not borderline. A little bit past that borderline. I'm pretty sure Doc probably has some charges filed.
Probably, yeah.
Aw.
Just saying.
Karen likes you to talk. She really likes you.
No.
I think,
No
I've
means
told her
no,
to go
Karen.
easy on the calling. I hope she hasn't called you as much.
She goes straight to my secretary now, and Miss Taylor just tells her to fuck off. It's great.
Solid system.
Okay, well, I guess, is Karen ready for the challenge? Let's see. I don't know.
So, Aaron, if you ever decide to dress up as a Klingon or something, be sure to send me those pictures for research purposes. I'm just saying. If you want to. Anywho, for science, of course.
Yeah, for research purposes.
Of course. This is how the challenge goes. I'm going to talk about a particular product, and then you have to guess whether or not it's real. And those of you who are in the side chat, if you get it right, you play along too, you'll get points.
God points.
Yeah, so you'll get points. So essentially, she's going to explain a product, and you have to guess if it's a real product or not. It doesn't matter if it works. That's the thing.
Right.
Is this an actual product that you can purchase? And then we'll have a reveal and show you if it's possible.
Is this product inserted into any bodily orifices? Just for a categories.
Because that's important.
It is. It is very important with this show, unfortunately.
Yeah.
A couple episodes of Goop, and then pretty much all those things get inserted.
Well, I don't know. We have to see. We'll have to see what Karen has to say.
Let's see.
She works
It's
really hard
vaginal
on this.
weightlifting. If it's vaginal weightlifting, that could be an issue.
Yeah. Okay.
So, your first product. Have you ever been worried about feeling not so fresh in your particular boxers hanging around down there? Y'all got some stuff going on. So, there's this product called Topcock. You put it on your boys, and then you just get all this minty freshness, cleanness, and it gets rid of all that icky bacteria and stuff, leaving you swinging free all day and fresh. So,
Totally
is it real?
Real. Totally real.
Doc said real. Guys in the chat, be certain to tell me if Top Cock is a real product that you use as a deodorant of sorts on your man bits.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No.
Would you use Top Cock, Billy?
No. I'm not using anything random from fucking Amazon on my wiener. I'm good.
I don't
But
think
do
I
you
want
think
to
it's-
put anything that would be minty fresh.
That too.
Because that might have an adverse effect.
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay,
you know,
so-
I don't know how many other pubescent boys discovered that there was a significant difference between Vaseline and Vicks Vapor Rub, but
That warm heating is not always desired in a lot
No,
of situations.
I'm pretty sure that, yeah.
Mm.
It's probably pretty good yelps after putting that on there.
Mm.
There is a cohort out there of people who are permanently scarred
Yeah.
by that particular
So,
event.
do you think you can buy it though, Aaron? Do you think it's a
Totally.
real product? That's the question. Doc says yes. The Geek Room says yes. Let's see. Leslie McButt says yes. Major Back says yes. What do y'all think? You think yes or no? Is it a real thing you can buy?
I would bet that you could, but you shouldn't.
Okay. Let's see. What do we got, Bull? Is it real? This is a real product, yeah. So if you weren't
Yes.
around for the first time, it's extremely expensive. It's ridiculous. And, you know, don't give your money there.
No. You don't want to have the top cock. But Jesus Christ, it looks like there's a digit. It looks like it's a, what, is it $196? Something like that?
It's like around $16. I'm trying to
Oh, shit.
I'm trying to fix. Okay. All right. So, yeah, so essentially what we're looking at with Top Cock is it's about $16 to kind of smell a bit fresher than everybody else with
You have
with
to
your
smell the
man bits.
freshest. You have to smell the freshest, or why are you even trying?
Oh, God. You know, it's how it goes. It's how it goes. I think
Use toothpaste.
at one point in time in the video, we were talking about the reviews of one of the product. Let me pull that up because that was particularly funny. That one, I was just so freaking dead. We bought him with Tajiroff, I think is what it says. It says not perfect, but it is a nice addition to the morning. And so he says it keeps the boys from sticking too much. Not perfect, but it's a nice addition to the morning routine and gives results. Don't expect
know,
it to do overtime working in the summer. It's gentle.
Maybe I've lived a privileged and strange life, but not on one occasion have I ever thought, oh shit, my junk stinks like a dead thing today. Not one time has that ever happened to me.
Or me.
So, Top Cock is real, guys. It's a
So
real
benign.
thing, and you smell like a lifesaver in Thai restaurant at the end of the day. Billy, would you like to smell like a Thai restaurant
No, I've never
at
been
the
in a
end
Thai
of the
restaurant.
day? No. Oh my gosh.
Never been in one.
Okay.
There's vegetables generally.
With a
served.
dumpster.
Here's a general thing about cosmetics and such like. Who decided that apples are a good thing for your hair to smell like? Who made that decision? It's like, oh, this smells like
Somebody that had too much Apple product left over.
I'm like, fuck
Oh
off.
my
I like the smell of tobacco and beer, and I want a product that stinks like that, please. That would work.
Okay.
Lasagna.
Cool.
So
Well,
Doc
I'll
to
tell
smell the
Karen to be sure to smell like beer, and maybe that'll bring you around to her way. Are y'all ready for
Never
the
gonna.
next product?
What's unnerving about Karen is that I've talked to people that sound just like her and say the things that she does. That's
Yeah.
That's disturbing.
That's why we have Karen. How do you feel about that, Billy?
So that's the reason we have Karen, or I feel about what?
Aaron Ra is particularly jarred by Karen in the sole fact that she sounds like people he has spoken to.
I have known very many Karens. I live near a beach. Pretty much every white girl with blonde hair in my area is a Karen.
Is she a pumpkin spice Karen?
Yeah, they are pumpkin spice Karens.
Oh.
And yeah, no thank you.
Oh my goodness. So that was Aaron's introduction to Karen.
No, poor.
Oh goodness. So we've gone through quite a bit. We're coming up on the 2-hour mark. Let's see. Last little bit, we've talked about Dr. Torres. We didn't even look a bit at the Hannibal and Monty clip associated when you were on the show. Do you want to have a look at that?
We can take a look at that. It's got to be excellent. I was on it.
Yeah, of course. For reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So let me pull that up. And let's have a go with that. So this particular clip, we had Hannibal and Monty on the show, and they were having a go with Stefan Molyneux, who still has me blocked on Twitter, guys, for reasons.
Because you asked him to debate him. That's why.
Yeah, he can't deal with women, I guess. I don't know.
No, not ones that are going to make him look dumb. And then he goes, well, you don't have the subscribers I do.
Yeah, the appeal to popularity fallacy is a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Particular film. There are multiple genes that play a very, very small role in what we would consider intelligence. And there's so many different ways to measure intelligence that just one standard test usually is not the best measure. You have to have, and this is coming from an educator as well. There's multiple ways to determine intelligence. There's different types of intelligence. And so with that said, IQ has largely to do with environmental factors. And so nutrition, socioeconomic status, that sort of thing, availability of resources, lots of different factors play a role in intelligence. Genetics plays an extremely small role overall. So I thought we could just sit and watch two incredibly racist people who are not scientists try to use science for their racism. So let's have a look at Jordan Peterson and Stefan Moo, whatever his name is.
I called him Meow Meow for a long time because I didn't know how to pronounce his last name.
It's fine mispronouncing it. He doesn't deserve to be it to be pronounced correctly.
Fair enough.
Well, there's another issue too that goes along with the identity.
And honestly, Jordan Peterson does kind of sound like a really sick Kermit the Frog.
Hey, there's a floating T-shirt.
Yeah.
The politics to some degree here that this stratification of society is starting to reflect, because I pointed out earlier that the best predictor of long-term life success economically is intelligence and trait conscientiousness. But that also means that our culture is stratifying meritocratically. And there's some things about this that we really have to take seriously. And this is where some of the uglier elements of science become germane. So IQ is a particular.
Perfect.
See, it's my problem always when Kermit the Frog fucking speaks.
I have to say, I love Monty so much.
Kermit the Frog fucking speaks.
He always goes off on these fucking random word salad rants where like three adjectives in, I forgot what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah.
I can't keep up with him. Like I have and I'm gonna say this. to any Jordan Peterson fans that might come up, listen to this. I might sound like I'm on your side when I say this. I have not heard Jordan Peterson's racism because I can't get past his fucking word salad.
Yeah.
Like I just glossed over. Yeah.
Yeah, he just throws a lot of words at you at once, and it's just kind of like, please arrive at the point. Like, just get to the thing that you're trying to get to. So I want to see where he goes with this. I want, because I've heard him make like really fucked up gender comments before. So let's go ahead and see what he's got to say about race.
But I do want to say this. This is a message to you, Jordan Peterson. If you want to, have more mic time, be more like Hannibal. Like, I call him for an important shit show issue, and I pick up the phone, and Hannibal goes, "Before you start, let me tell you this."
Okay, I can actually confirm that Hannibal will spend like 10 minutes telling you about a thing before we actually get on the thing.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's not.
At least his stories are interesting, though. There's not like the substrate of pancakes.
No, it's like, and so I was at this Aldo's, and I was like getting this food, and then I was like going in, and it just ends up into this huge, almost, like massive, oh God, what is one of the first epics? It's not Gilgamesh, that's something else. See, this is where...
Beowulf?
Beowulf. It's like, it turns into this Beowulf story with Hannibal, to where there's like 4 different antagonists, and then you end up with this massive story of this thing that happened, and you're like, wow, I'm so glad you're alive, Hannibal.
It's yeah, they're pretty funny. Yeah, I do like it, because at least when he says something, it's interesting. Peterson talks, and he's not interesting.
I adore Hannibal and Monty. I've known Monty forever. I need to go back to New Orleans and hang with him, because that was a lot of fun. It's been a while. Need to get back, and there's like a particular shop where he likes to get his po' boys, and I forgot their names. So I feel like it's like some kind of weird like I messed up somehow, not remembering the name of the po' boy place that he likes to get his po' boys. I'm a bad friend.
Always sometimes.
I try, I do make a genuine effort. So, okay, so let's jump ahead a bit and see what Hannibal and Monty have to say about Jordan Peterson and Stefan Molyneux.
Sure.
By the way, Stefan Molyneux has lost his PayPal endorsement, and I understand like a lot of this video kind of looks like an Inception thing where you have oral audacity and oral audacity, so I appreciate your patience with that, guys, in the chat. So, thank you.
Although if you normalize by IQ, it's not the case in the arts, in novel writing and speech writing and so on. Ashkenazi Jews don't have a significantly strong advantage in spatial reasoning, which is one of the reasons why you'll hear a lot about Jewish writers, but not a lot about Jewish engineers. That talent.
It's really hard to make me not want to be violent and punch him in the face, but I'm not that person, so... He's not a very nice person, Stefan.
No, he's a terrible piece of shit.
He's not a good guy.
It seems to have spread to the East Asians in particular, who have. This is why 40% of Google's workforce is East Asian, because there are these biological differences, and
oh my God, there are not biological differences. A lot of the education issues that we have are not associated with biological manifestations of any kind of genetic predispositions. It has largely to do with resources, economic resources, educational resources. I try really hard not to like get too punchy, but these are the plights of my existence, Billy. But I think you know that.
Hey, you gotta stop having fun with the crazy people. Stop it.
Ah, okay. It's like, can we?
He won't debate you either.
No, he won't, because he's scared.
Give up that dream.
He's not even scared. He's skert. He is scared because he has nothing. And he's like, well, you don't have a large enough following. You know what, Stefan Molyneux? I would still hop on a neutral debate account and discuss with you your particular whatever misrepresentation of science associated with what you think is accurate, that, you know, I don't know, this cherry picking that you do associated with, well, IQ has to do with biology. No, honey. No, sweet little man with no hair. That doesn't have anything to do with that. It has to do largely with the resources available. But if you understand an iota of how evolution works, resources have a large impact on how well a species does with a particular area. If you apply that to humans, you know, I don't know, maybe if you give humans the resources they need to thrive, then they do freaking great. But, you know, what do I know?
Did you see his Twitter thing on what's her name? Taylor Swift?
Oh, God. She needs to have babies between this age range because that's important, because babies are important.
Yeah, because he was talking about, like, she's turning this age and half her eggs are gone or some shit, and you're like, ew. Why? Gross. Like, why are you talking about this?
Why is he worried about
Taylor's eggs? I don't know.
It's because that's what generates any kind of oh my gosh, here's a misogynistic tweet. We should totally make that viral, so maybe some other misogynist will give him money to where he'll, like, get some kind of funding associated with his particular brand of hate. It's just, I'm like, how can people not, like, see right through this? And they're like, he's like the woman that sends you the Facebook requests of her multi-level marketing scheme. Like, have you had a Tupperware party at your house? Do you know how amazing Tupperware is? Let me help you.
I haven't seen you since high school, but what kind of juicer do you have?
You know, have you thought about the importance of vitamin C in your diet? Have you thought about maybe taking the vitamin C from green beans and putting it in your orange juice to give you that extra kick that you might need, because osteoporosis is a thing and has nothing to do with your vitamin C intake, but I'm going to throw that at you anyway because you might give me money.
Yeah, he's that version of a person, which is terrible. No one can be that person.
Oh my gosh. I have so many high profile people that are just blocking me on Twitter. I'm like, I've, like, tweeted to you one time, but okay.
Why did what's his name block you? Ruben.
Dave Rubin. Oh my goodness. I guess I could pull that up. You know, whatever. Dave Rubin got mad at me because he was using what we would consider a transphobic type of perspective, where he was saying, well, you have pronouns in your bio, so that means that's gonna sway my position on whether or not I consider taking you seriously. And I'm like, dude, okay. But I ended up, oh God, you know what? I can't pull it up on my computer, so I'm gonna pull it up on my phone.
All right.
You know, it's okay. Yeah, technology. You know how I am.
Yep, derp.
Yeah, Billy respects the fact that I'm a gross derp when it comes to a lot of the things that I do.
Especially with the computers and such.
You know, it happens. I used to have a satellite Pro Toshiba back in the day, and you know, I got another keyboard because I spilt root beer on my other laptop.
Notoriously, they do not like that.
They don't. Okay, so I'm going through. So for Dave Rubin, he was really, really terribly upset about things that I said on the internet, and he blocked me. I'm like, dude, it's like, I don't understand, but okay, fair enough.
Oh, don't worry. He's super sorry about being an atheist.
Is he an atheist though? So I don't know.
He was.
Maybe.
I think him and Armor Skeptic are both Christians now.
Okay. Well, that's okay. You know.
I know, but the grifter's got a grift, and that's Dave Rubin. That's a grift.
Oh my goodness. I've had so many ugly people say things to me to where, okay, so just so you guys know, this is a thing that I'm actually posting on Twitter as, like, I don't know if it says pee pee and poo poo. This is from Jeff Holiday. So if he's standing outside of the Twitter headquarters, I don't think you guys can see that, but he's standing outside of Twitter headquarters saying pee pee and poo poo associated with what is just, sometimes I feel like that's what I get. There are people who are very not nice, who say ugly things to me on the internet, but that's okay. Maybe they need somebody to just kind of buffer and be like, I'm so angry and full of rage. Okay. Okay, so Dave Rubin. Maybe I could find this on my website, you know, something or other. Dave Rubin said, I see your point in your gender pronouns in your profile. Help make your case. I'll think about this. Okay, so he was saying this about a Swedish comedian. And so the Swedish comedian essentially said, since he put pronouns, I guess I'm going to have to pull this up. I don't know how to do, whatever. I'm going to pull up Google Chrome. So essentially what happened is with Dave Rubin, he was complaining about the fact that a guy had pronouns in his bio, that this was making him particularly angry. So let me see. I'm going to pull this up really quick.
All right.
Oh, God. No, Scientist Milk. That's not a word, Twitter.
Scientist Milk? That sounds like an awesome fucking name.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So here we go. So I'm going to put this on my monitor here for you guys, just so you know. Let me...
You're fine. I'll just look at that later.
It's okay. It's completely fine.
Scientist Milk? Is it a chance?
All right, so here we go. So let me share with you, Billy. So I can share this. All right, so essentially what I'm looking at here. So here's my Twitter. All right, so you can go through and see everything that I've done, stuffing things, whatever. Here's my proof that flat Earth exists. Chicken tenders, you know, if ever you wanted to know that a thing is real, there's chicken tenders. Raw cookie dough, you know, CDC is like, bake it. I'm like, no, dude. I have seen the different bedrooms associated with Van Gogh's version of the bedrooms at the Chicago Institute of Art. If you can spend the night there, that's amazing. I encourage that. There's the Slash Pony. There's the Chemistry. If you were, you know, hey, for stuff and things. I had a stream on Saturday. There's my Go Milk a Fish t-shirt, which is another way of telling a person off without telling a person off. I guess it's passive aggressive according to people. I don't care, so that's fine. I've watched Looney Tunes lately. I also like Mrs. Maisel. That's a great show. You know, there's a Friday the 13th in December. Jack Skellington would be proud. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, so here, let's get to the meat of this. So my response now to people who are particularly ugly is Jeff Holliday's response to Twitter, pee pee poo poo. So he's standing outside of like, okay, so you know, I am so glad you've given me your opinion. I've thought in great detail on how to respond to such a well thought out criticism. Pee pee poo poo. So that's somebody who got mad at me for posting selfies because, you know, that's awful for those mean peeps there. Let me go through. There's Jedi Kittens. You would like that, you know? You might like
they're awesome.
you know,
Yep.
hitting things with their stuff. I don't need internet validation, guys. But if you're Brian Blast and you're like, Gordon's alive, I'm totally into that because Flash Gordon is a thing. So I'm trying to find. I'm trying to go through and find. Okay, so here's where Dave Rubin got angry. So this guy right here, who I've never talked to ever in the history of my life, got mad because I said words. You know, there's Spider-Man with the elf on the shelf because, you know, I'm so serious, guys, you know. So he got mad. So I see your point in your gender pronouns in your profile. Help make your case. I'll think about this. You know, tell me, Lauren, whatever. It's fine. So this is what I said to his response. Failed comedian with no witty retort resorts to overused bigoted insult to disparage trans people. It's not unlike the tired your mom response. Yes. At Reuben Report, do you have anything original? What's next? Pee Wee Herman quotes? Which I think is completely fair. I mean, this was... He thinks he's funny.
Was he a failed comedian?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I don't know much about Dave Rubin. I'm
He's-
fine with that.
You know, it's kind of one of those weird things to where I'm like, okay, Dave, you're mad. Your fifis are hurt.
Super hurt.
Super
His white
hurt.
fragility is showing.
That's the only time I've ever spoken
Full
to
circle.
the man. And, you know, criticism of his comedy. And he's like, nope, block. And I'm like,
How dare you?
You know, how dare I criticize his comedy? That's, you know, like kind of transphobic, but whatever. That's fine.
It's not, though.
It's not for his reasons, you know?
And just to be a piece of shit, it feels like.
Oh my goodness. We're coming up on 2.5 hours, Billy. Don't you have to be on the Geek Room in a few hours? What are you going to do?
I'm not going to be in the Geek Room tonight because I have to go to a Christmas party that I don't want to go to, but I have to go to.
So you have to pretend to care.
I do. Eating real white people food. Like, mayonnaise is spicy white people food.
It's like, here's a cucumber sandwich. Aren't you glad you're here?
Oh, I fucking hate vegetables, so I would never eat that in a million years.
Oh my goodness. You
I'm
hate
gonna try
vegetables.
to grab some Taco Bell on my way to there.
Oh my goodness. Do you eat your tacos fresco though?
No, I eat my tacos meat and cheese.
Meat and cheese. See, I like fresco. I don't know.
I don't know what fresco is. I'm assuming that it's some sort of vegetable. I will not eat that.
So if I get my tacos from Taco Bell Fresco, if I ask I want them fresco, that means they take away the cheese and the sour cream and they put in pico. That's all that is.
I'm out.
Oh.
Don't take out the cheese. Cheese.
Cheese is nice, but still, man.
Sour cream is also
do.
dope. So, out. I only eat meat and the cheese and the like the only vegetable I eat in Taco Bell is the corn tortilla.
You know,
That doesn't probably count either, but that's it.
I've taken it upon myself to go around to local Mexican eateries and try their tortilla soup. You know, their tortilla soup, and be like, is this good tortilla soup or not? And so I'm making a list, but I feel like that would be really rude of me to publish that.
No, you post that list, man. Some people in Tennessee might take that list and use it for nefarious reasons. Because it's Tennessee.
These are the best places. But see, I like vegetables, and you hate that. So
Yep, you can find places like if it's a decent Spanish restaurant, they might have pupusas. And pupusas are awesome. Have you ever had pupusa?
I have not had pupusa.
Have a pupusa and get the pork and cheese one. It is amazing.
Oh my goodness!
I think it's oh crap! Can't remember the name of the word. Chicharron. Chicharron something or another. But yeah, it's really good.
Fair enough.
It's El Salvadorian.
So, a little bit of admin. We will be back in January with Science First, who will be discussing the misrepresentation of science in media, because that's a thing. So, if you haven't checked out Science First, check them out. I might be on the Geek Room sometime in the future, I would think. People are like, you totally need to, like, take down Tommy Hall again. I'm like, but do I though? That was kind of fun. Get Carol for an uprising on your channel, and let's
He was in
talk
the
about
comment section a little bit, I think last week, talking to us back and forth.
Oh my goodness, what does Carol need to say?
Apparently he's not as crazy as the flat earther.
Oh goodness, poor Carol. Maybe I will get in a conversation. There's very few venues where I'll show up for a debate like that. Geek Room is one of the venues I will go and do a thing. Modern Day Debate is another venue I will do a thing. There's limited number of venues that I will appear to where I debate a person who willfully throws like evidence out the window.
A little bit. He does that a lot.
Carol. Oh, Carol, honey.
Yeah.
Come to the light.
He's a little bit of an asshole.
He's really, really just out there. Anywho, thanks guys for watching this episode of Oral Audacity. Please subscribe to the Geek Room. Follow Tatted Atheist on Twitter. The links are in the description here on YouTube. I don't have much else. Any last words, Billy?
Make sure you play your Patreon video this time, dingus.
I will play my Patreon video this time. And thank you guys for being here. You know, I feel like I should probably do a Mr. Rogers thing because Doc's not here. I don't know. Let's see. What is your topic, Billy? What do you think? The courage to be yourself, understanding love, or the challenges of inner discipline, or we are all neighbors.
We are all neighbors, I think, because we
We
watch
are
all your neighbors.
Okay. Even G-Man, honey. It's not too late for you to learn things. You can learn things with
don't call
me.
G-Man your honey. You might
You
get the
know,
wrong.
he might read that out of context and think that's an invitation. Okay, so it's true that we take a great deal of our own upbringing into our adult lives and our lives as parents. But it's true, too, that we can change some of the things that we would like to change. But it can be hard, but it can be done. So saith the word of Mr. Rogers. I heart him with everything in me. We need more humans like him. Anyway, subscribe to the Geek Room. Check out Tatted Atheist on his show. It's amazing.
Thank you.
And I will see you guys in January with Science First. Doc Savage hopefully will have worked out his tech issues by then. If not, I will be worried and probably have to fly there and help him. Maybe not. It's not that bad, I don't think.
Good luck.
But you know, Billy, us Gen Xers, we don't understand things often.
No, you guys don't. You guys throw it under the bus.
Anywho, like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you guys after the holidays. So, merry melodies, as they say, and merry Billies as well. Bye.
Bye.
I absolutely adore Doc.
Because I have testicles for some reason.
I absolutely adore Doc.
Because I have testicles for some reason.